Sometimes I just feel like completely and utterly useless, everybody. I can't tell you why, though. It's none of your goddamn business, people, to say the least. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to No Limits with Lucas, Monday Night Raw, May 5th, 2025. The May be with you. Or Cinco, that's the 4th, dumbass me. Cinco de Mayo edition of Monday Night Raw, man. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to start something new in the podcast, man. With mainly news topics and whatnot. I'm going to combine them with the wrestling reviews from now on. And maybe once in a while, maybe there's a flagship No Limits Lucas podcast. Very rarely from now on. There's a lot of stuff to get into. There's a lot of stuff I get used to do at the podcast. And plus, I want to do a 4-show week in a week show basis, in all honesty. I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'm going to discuss some facts as of today. For your Monday Raw, April again, man. For your May 5th, 2025, we're also discussing Monday Raw, like I said. We're going to be discussing a lot of Raw, and a lot of this happened last night for Monday Night Raw. A lot of shit happened for Raw last night. You'd love to see it. We're going to discuss Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Dipshit. God, I hate this man when I give him passion. Alberto Del Dipshit and others reportedly signed with WWE amid his AAA purchase. We're going to discuss that at the top of the show. I'm not let me take this with a grain of salt, people. You need to take this with a grain of salt, in all honesty. We're going to be discussing that, though. We're also discussing Cora Jade Gigi Dolin fight back against current narratives made about them and the wrestling report side of things. As always, also your Monday Night Raw, May 5th, 2025 review as well. Discussing today's podcast, Scotty Jim. Maybe as always, let's this week's Monday Night Raw review for May 5th, 2025. Now I'm inside my soundproof studio because my mom decided to feed my damn cats during that last record. And I know, people, it's ridiculous, but yeah, it's whatever. Starting with you guys, Alberto Del Dipshit. I'm sorry, Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Dipshit. And others reportedly signed new WWE contract with AAA purchase. WWE's pending acquisition of Lucha Libre AAA has come with many unanswered questions, of chief among them all. What happens to AAA talent? In fact, it's also led to some questions regarding what talent is actually signed to AAA. As many luchadors have been working under non-exclusive deals, and though it remains to be seen of those questions may have been answered today. And those answers may be a controversy both AAA and WWE. Taking text in earlier hours of Monday morning, Super Lucha's Aristo Ocapano, I think that's how you say his name, reported that the AAA luchadors El Hijo del Dr. Wagner. Okay, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner. Interesting name there. El Hijo del Fandango, I obviously heard of as well. La Perca, Lady Flamer, Lady Moravia, Nino Hamburger. So I don't want to say these freaking names, man. Pardon me. La Henendra and AAA Mega Champion Alberto Del Patron, aka Alberto Del Dipshit, Alberto Del Rio, what you want to name him, had all signed deals with Debbie, and a follow-up tweet this afternoon. Acapano added further clarification to the questions many fans have had. He says many fans, especially in the U.S., are assuming that the buying of AAA, Debbie is also acquiring the contracts, Acapano tweeted. But aside from the fact that the sale hasn't been finalized, those contracts are of no use to Debbie, and Debbie contracts are legally distinguished and include multiple provisions and clauses with such as exclusivity, intellectual property rights, and termination. It contains conditions that AAA's do not address or enforce. That's why new contracts are replacing the existing ones. 1 hour after Al Capano's follow-up tweet, Wrestling Observer Newsletter's Dave Meltzer, I absolutely can't stand this man. Dave Meltzer sucks as a journalism, in all honesty. Also took to X to respond to a fan asking for a clarification on Al Capano's initial tweet, as if we can trust Dave Meltzer in the year 2025. Meltzer confirmed that the names listed in that new contracts and called specific attention to Del Rio, saying he had signed with WWE. Honestly, I would take us all with a grain of salt. Well, what Dave Meltzer thinks or not, I don't care. You gotta take this with a grain of salt. I hate Alberto Del Dipshit as much as you all do. But it's kind of like, you gotta give it time. You gotta give it time. I know WWE is not loves doing controversial shit, I know. Let's bring with Vince McMahon, latest interactions with WWE Creative, and TKO with the releases, obviously. You gotta take it with a grain of salt. I get that, people. You definitely need to take it with a grain of salt as well, to say the least. But I hope the guy, Alberto Del Dipshit, is not in WWE. As if he is, that's a bad look at them big time. It's kind of just as bad as Vince McMahon, in all honesty, to a point. As Alberto, you don't know the context about it, he abused his ex-girlfriend, Paige, Seth Rollins in AEW. Who's not a free agent, by the way, if you think about that. Yeah, don't need to explain anymore. Don't need to explain anymore, you people. But please, to love of God, wrestling guys themselves, not JBL. Not JBL. Let's hope the guy, Alberto Del Dipshit, is not in WWE again in the year 2025. What is he even producing a product in 2025? Minus all the abusive stuff. I'm not even basing it off that. What does he produce as a product that Santos Escobar, Rey Fenix, Penta, and Andrade can't do in 2025? Literally, I'm asking the honest questions here, people, as this will be your wrap of the segment. And move on to your final piece of news before I get into your Monday Night Raw May 5th, 2025 review. Cora Jade and Gigi Dolin, who were released on Friday, fight back against current narratives made about them in Broad Wrestling Entertainment and WWE. Gigi Dolin and Cora Jade, who are recently released from their contracts and NXT contracts, have hit back at certain reports that laid to them to blame on WWE for their exits in the promotion. When I wasn't traveling to work or for one of the two companies, I trained for every very hard 3 to 4 days a week, bumping my ass off and doing cardio drills with one of the best and toughest coaches I've ever worked with, and worked out every single day with live events every other weekend. So yeah, I don't want to hear this LOL. The way my body feels says otherwise, said Gigi Dolin in a post on X, or known as Twitter, obviously. Cora Jade replied to this comment, and Jade replied to Dolan's comment by saying that she was too trained. She too trained at another gym, aside from being trained at what she did at the Performance Center. She also alleged that she was being body shamed by her peers and bosses. Oh, fucking boy. How fucking ridiculous can you be by body shaming Cora Jade? Who's arguably a fucking gorgeous woman, by the way. It's not that bad of a look in her body at all. But yeah, you want to fucking body shame Cora Jade of all people. Meanwhile, she's one of the gorgeous women you have in NXT at the point, obviously, of this record last Friday, obviously, before she got released. But you want to insult her by body shaming her? What the fuck kind of working environment is that, WWE? The fuck is wrong with you people? That's a horrible look on WWE. Oh, but it's only Cora Jade. You're probably lying about this. How do you know? It's coming out of the woman's mouth on Twitter or X. You want to fucking name it. Oh my god. Why do you fucking people don't understand? You WWE stands. WWE does not give a single solitary fuck about its wrestlers. And it proves to this fucking day. But it's Vince McMahon, WWE, not WWE, Triple H, TKO, Nick Khan, fucking R. Emanuel, it doesn't fucking matter. All they care about is their fucking money. And it shows for it. I still want to get these fucking releases, man. At least the NXT ones are more digestible to a point, but still, even those are kind of mind-boggling to a point as well. Like, what the fuck, man? Now you want to body shame Cora Jade. Oh, Debbie, you are one fucking egotistical freaking cesspool of a company sometimes, you know? Let's wrap up a second. Now let's go into your Monday Night Raw May 5th, 2025 review. Okay, let's get into your Monday Night Raw May 5th, 2025 review. So with Jey Uso, he starts the show, obviously, and calls out Logan Paul. But instead, Paul Heyman appears, and Jey questioned why Paul Heyman turned his back on both CM Punk and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, obviously, and aligned himself with Seth Rollins. And Paul Heyman had Had a very intensive promo, and Giulia like almost having a heart attack, it felt like in his promo. Paul Heyman was yelling beyond me, like, bro, you're gonna pop a blood vessel, you're dead, you're gonna fucking, like, have a heart attack out there, Paul. I gotta be quite honest with you. Paul Heyman's a gem to professional wrestling. Him as a heel, and if the Triple H, Version W, he's gonna do wonders for his company, to say the least. And Paul Heyman intense promo, warned Jey that Seth Rollins wants the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Jey said he wants the match later tonight in the main event. This is a great start to Monday Night Raw. This is only given A-. A-, you're figuring. I don't want to hear it say Jey Uso can't cut a promo and can't wrestle. That's all. It's both nights, man. But to start the show and end the show, you pull your assholes wrong, you haters, towards Jey Uso. And he can wrestle and he can cut a good promo. He was not as good as Paul Heyman on this promo. Paul Heyman's the top of the notch of the microphone, people. You gotta be quite honest. Paul Heyman is fucking phenomenal. And this is a brilliant start. One that's a wise man for Jey Uso and a wise man for Roman Reigns, but you could call it funny. Jey Uso called Paul Heyman his OG. The OG, I don't know what he meant by that, but it's a different conversation for another day, I guess. But still, this is a very fun promo, man. Very, very, very fun promo about Jey Uso, the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and also Paul Heyman, the wise man from now Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Interesting for the main event here. I'll give you all the stuff about that in a minute, obviously, in a minute. So, this overall show, this is the overall show. This open segment's an all given A-. Moving on to Penta. A very fun match that kind of shocked me a little bit. I felt how good it was all the time they got in this match. Bill Penta defeating JD McDonagh. This gets a B. I didn't think we into this at Dollar Ben, but man, this is actually a pretty fun match. This is kind of impressed me. JD McDonagh is freaking great of a seller. And he's a very underrated professional wrestler, by the way, too, Jey McDonagh. Might not be getting like the nice category, the nice human being, obviously, the stuff he did in the past, but that's a different conversation. I'm not going to judge him by that whatsoever. Penta defeats JD McDonagh. This was a very fun match, man. Penta's always great. You don't really get about Penta. Penta is a Pentagon Jr. Penta also Mio in AEW. The guy just can wrestle his ass off, and his eyes like freaking out of luchador. It's fucking phenomenal what he does, is Penta. He defeats JD McDonagh. It's an all grade B. Very fun match as well. It's kind of shocking, like I said, but JD McDonagh is a terrific seller. He might be this modern day version of Dolph Ziggler, in all honesty, / Nick Nemeth in TNA. I mean, damn, JD McDonagh can make others look phenomenal, man. He's freaking great as JD McDonagh, and both Penta is being better, in all honesty. This gets an all grade B and very fun match. I could have done the Judgment Day at ringside, though, with Finn Balor getting involved. Carlito, same old freaking Judgment Day ass freaking match and outside shenanigans bullshit. You get the point. But still didn't take away from the match, from my perspective, get all grade B. Going on to Sheamus, he makes his return and defeats Austin Theory. Austin Theory had like a mystery opponent after Grayson Waller walked backstage. Grayson Waller told Austin Theory he was going to have a match tonight. He didn't tell his opponent was at first, and Lumhole and ended up being Sheamus. And you used to see a look on Austin Theory's face. He looked freaking pissed. He looked pissed beyond belief. Like, Sheamus, you don't mess with Sheamus, man. There's a reason why his catchphrase is banger after banger after banger after banger. He's a badass man, by the way. Sheamus is freaking great. This match of Austin Theory is probably the worst thing in the show, but it's not like a bad grade. It's not really bad in the show last night. 3 weeks in a row, it's just very fun Monday Night Raw. The Raw at WrestleMania was pretty fun. Again, always show grade with A-. Last week's Raw was a B+, it's a pretty fun show as well. Again, so this week's overall show grade a minute. But this is probably the worst thing in the show, but it's not that bad. It's still a solid match for what it was as well. Gave it a B- between Sheamus and Austin Theory. And do we finally see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller break up? I've been teasing like this for over fucking 2 years, it feels like, honestly. Hope the guy does. It's an all grade B-, so between Sheamus and Austin Theory in one match. Sheamus gets the win, so all grade B-. Moving on, Becky Lynch. She has a promo, and Lyra Valkyria, the reigning defending WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, came out, and her and Becky had a back and forth on the mic. And I thought Lyra Valkyria had a freaking phenomenal performance on the microphone last night. She gets more comfortable on the mic, and you love to see her from Lyra Valkyria. She's been freaking great since feud with Becky Lynch. I absolutely love this feud between her and Becky Lynch. To be honest, I think Lyra's overshadowing Becky. Not even close here. I think Lyra's doing the best work of her probably her whole career, honestly. Against this version of Becky Lynch, who's not a heel, obviously. He showed her shot in Becky Lynch kind of this promo as well. And back and forth on the mic, and both women get into a brawl with Lyra putting down Lynch with her Nightwing finisher, be a call for Michael Cole on the ringside. This is also gets no grade of an A-. Tyler, the best grade at this point of an A- with Jey Uso in the open segment. This was fun. I thought Becky Lynch looked like a weak link here against Lyra. Not that Becky was bad per se in this segment, but Lyra just definitely overshadowed on the microphone until last night. And Lyra's been fucking great. So much so I don't even know if I want to drop the championship to Becky Lynch. But then again, Becky Lynch probably wants that championship. I would better in the long term have Becky win this match of Backlash. Also being dropped back to Lyra Valkyria to help with Bayley, probably first of all, for sure as well. This gets an all grade of an A-. This is still a very, very fun segment between both women. And A- is your grade. And Lyra Valkyria put a night ring finisher on Becky Lynch, but probably say like Becky Lynch is winning the Intercontinental Championship this Saturday night. So definitely wait to find out for that. Just go watch an A-. But I flip over my notes here. Moving on to Iyo Sky, the reigning defending WWE Women's World Champion. Defeats Roxanne Perez. Another freaking L for Roxanne Perez. What else is fucking new, bro? When was the last time this woman got a fucking win, man? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. What is she, like, the Carmelo Hayes the main roster now in NXT, both perspective? Like, what are we fucking doing, bro? Don't like it. Iyo Sky, the reigning defending WWE Women's World Champion, defeats Roxanne Perez after the match. Giulia and Roxanne take out Sky after Roxanne Perez shook hands with Iyo after the match. Ultimately, it's all a setup job. This gets a B, honestly. The match was very fun for the most part. I actually loved the match big time. But why the flying fuck do we need Roxanne Perez and take another freaking L? This was a freaking roll-up. Why? What are we doing here, man? And why have Roxanne Perez team with freaking Giulia when both women should be on their own? I don't get it. I don't get it, Triple H. Shawn Michaels over than freaking in charge of these two women for right now. Probably Triple H from now on. This gets a freaking B. I mean, it's still pretty decent. The match is freaking very fun. But still, a roll-up finish and Roxanne taking out now. Roxanne and Giulia's a freaking tag team. So why release Kaden Carter, Quintana Chance, ultimately make Iyo Sky, Roxanne Perez and Giulia a fucking tag team? Oh my god, man. B is your grade. Might be generous or grade too, by the way. Moving on to Rusev. Made his return, obviously, his bringing the ring return last time for Debbie, the first match in 5 years. As he defeats Otis. This also gets an all grade to B. Probably a better grade than a B from the last match with Iyo Sky and Roxanne Perez. But Rusev defeats Otis. This is a very fun match. Very fun. Big two medium men wrestling each other in the middle. That's you gotta pause. Pause. That was bad. But I get the fucking point. Rusev and Otis are big men, man. What do you want me to say? They're two big men, and obviously you can get the point, people. Very two great wrestlers, though. Rusev is back in Debbie, and I actually love that. I love him being back here, and he's really season left in the first place when our Vince McMahon's propaganda bullshit. And Tony Khan even was worse with Miro as before it was Rusev, obviously. We get the point. But Rusev defeats Otis, and then, by the way, after the match, we're not saying, whoa, is Rusev a heel or a babyface? Well, he's full-flower heel. Wanna know why? Because he took out both Otis and Akira Tozawa in a burly fashion manner. He was freaking out for blood for Alpha Academy members. And it sucks you know it's like this. You have episodes in the last 3 years about Bobby Johnson, Kim, and Chad Gable. Ultimately, Triple H botched that shit from the get-go, right? He botched that big time. Like, Otis to a Chad Gable. That was freaking a crime, if you ask me. But this is not going to be. Very, very badass match for Rusev in his first match back in WWE. It's against Otis, a beloved babyface. No one can hate Otis. Nobody cannot hate Otis, in my perspective. This gets an all grade of a B. Moving on, the Pat McAfee. One of the two commentators from Monday Night Raw, him and Michael Cole. And Gunther have a face-to-face promo, have their match at Backlash. This was freaking very fun. I thought Gunther was even what we made Pat look like a freaking little bitch out there, honestly. Gunther, he went full throttle on Pat McAfee, man. He like Pat McAfee, I underestimated you like I underestimated Jey Uso and Sami Zayn for the last 2 WrestleManias. He was like, nope, I'm not underestimating you at all, Pat. I'm about to kick y'all freaking ass, man. This was freaking very fun. Even Pat was not that bad in his promo at all either. He's going to give it a B+. This was freaking very fun, if you ask me. I'm looking forward to this match. It might be a hot take. But I think Gunther and Pat McAfee might be a very fun match for Saturday night. Obviously, the match might be a little bit disappointing because Pat might be like older now. But at least he at least is some sort of story here for Backlash. This is a pretty fun story too, by the way. I absolutely love this too, Pat McAfee and Gunther. This gets a B+. And on to your main event. Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso for WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And the main event obviously ends in disqualification. And after the match, CM Punk returns and causes a DQ. Meanwhile, he costs Seth Rollins his win for the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso stand until the end of the show with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker retreating and going back to the rampway. Believe it or not, this gets an A+. Oh, but Jey Uso can't wrestle! To the freaking IWC stupid retards online. Jey Uso, oh my god. Jey Uso can definitely wrestle. You see that last night, right? Do you see why? You see why he put the title on him? He's over the crowd. He's very fun on the microphone. He's like the best pound-for-pound wrestler? No. But it doesn't mean he can't wrestle. Like, people online can say, oh, Jey Uso can't wrestle for shit, man. He's like the level of Seth Rollins, but no, he's not. But still, he's still a good wrestler, you freaking dumbass. And plus, he's over his shit with the crowd. Phenomenal entrance. And obviously, it's not a bad promo. You can see him and Paul Heyman last night, right? So cut the bullshit, Jey Uso haters. This is an A+. Best thing on the show, it's not even close. I mean, it's still a pretty fun show for the most part. But CM Punk is back. And him costing Seth Rollins WWE World Heavyweight Championship was the right call. And by the way, where was Logan Paul? Well, he attacked Jey Uso after this match. After this match as well, the show went off the air. And obviously, that's when Logan Paul wanted his attack on Jey Uso. I think in the crowd, he came in the crowd with a hoodie and everything. So he attacked Jey Uso, very signaling. Again, Jey Uso and maybe Logan Paul and Saturday night's main event for May 24th of 2025 for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, probably for sure. I think that'd be the match, probably. Honestly, would also be on a MasterCard, but that's a different conversation for another day. But I like the fact that CM Punk was one that caused the DQ and not Logan Paul. Because it's been very boring if you have Logan Paul's caused the DQ in this main event. It's been very freaking boring if you ask me. So why not be CM Punk? But CM Punk has a lot of history with Seth Rollins, you can obviously tell, at WrestleMania. Unfinished business with Paul Heyman, and also Braun Breaker is involved in his storyline as well. So there you go. There you go. CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Where does this go? This is maybe it's Saturday night's main event. Money in the Bank. I don't know where's this match going to go. Do we see Sami Zayn, Braun, and CM Punk team up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker? We can definitely see it for sure. We shall wait find out in the coming weeks and months. We're going to get a Saturday night's main event maybe per se. Wait find out then. This is an all-grade of an A+. It's your overall show for Monday Night Raw, May 5th of 2025. Your single day mile edition of Monday Night Raw gets a B+. A very, very fun Monday Night Raw show for May 5th of 2025. Thank y'all for watching. No Limits Lucas, Monday Night Raw, May 5th, 2025. Review taping May 6th of 2025 of Tuesday. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoy the news topics I discussed today. Leave you a comment below on YouTube or Spotify where you get your podcasts is. Always helps the algorithm big time for the podcast, to say the least. Until next time, for tomorrow being Wednesday for May 6th of 2025. I mean, May 7th, excuse me. Discussing your NXT May 6th of 2025 review as well. Maybe some more news topics as well, to say the least. And thank y'all for watching the podcast. I'll show you tomorrow for more content. No, Miss Lucas. Until tomorrow, take care, everyone. Love you all. Take care. I love you big time, to say the least.